Strong winds, heavy rainfall, and high tidal waves swept the coastal belt of Kerala, Karnataka, and Goa as Cyclone Taukte hurtled northwards towards Gujarat on Sunday, leaving 6 people dead, damaging hundreds of houses, uprooting electricity poles and trees, and forcing evacuation in low lying areas. One more person was killed in Surat in Gujarat after a tree fell on him. Several trees have been uprooted after strong winds and heavy rain were seen in coastal areas of the state. According to the Indian Meteorological Department, Taukte, which has taken the form of very severe cyclonic storm, is likely to intensify further during the next 24 hours and reach the Gujarat coast on Monday evening. Strong winds with speed reaching up to 90 km per hour were lashing the western coastal region. According to the Cyclone Warning Division of the IMD, by May 18th, the wind speed is expected to increase to 150 to 160 km per hour, gusting up to 175 km per hour. An estimated 1.5 lakh people are being shifted from low-lying coastal areas in Gujarat, while 54 teams of the NDRF and State Disaster Response Force have been deployed in the state. Maharashtra too was bracing for the storm as the Met Department predicted heavy to very heavy rains at isolated places in North Konkan, Mumbai, Thane, Palghar and extremely heavy rainfall in Raigad on Monday. The first batch of anti-COVID drug 2DG developed by the DRDO will be released today by the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Health Minister Harsh Vardhan, officials said. The Drugs Controller General of India has approved the oral drug for emergency use as an adjunct therapy in moderate to severe coronavirus patients, the Defence Ministry said earlier this month. The officials said the first batch of the drug will be released by the two ministers at an event at the headquarters of the Defence Research and Development Organization. The ministry on May 8th had said that clinical trials of the drug 2-deoxy-D-glucose, which is 2DG, showed that it helps in faster recovery of hospitalized patients and reduces supplemental oxygen dependence. In a preliminary report on the allegations of black marketing and illegal distribution of COVID medicines against politicians, including Congress Youth President Srinivas BV, the Delhi police has told the Delhi High Court that the persons have been helping people voluntarily and without discrimination. The police has also questioned Aam Aadmi Party MLA Dilip Pandey, BJP MP Gautam Gambhir and others in the case. A report in the Indian Express quoted the crime branch report before the court, which reads, "The inquiry conducted so far has revealed that all the persons alleged to have been hoarding medicines etc. have been actually helping people in getting medical aid in the form of medicine, oxygen, plasma or hospital bed. The person inquired into have not charged any money for the help provided and thus no one has been defrauded. The distribution help has been voluntary and without discrimination." The first tranche of Sovereign Gold Bond 2021-22 will open for subscriptions from Monday for 5 days. Launched in 2015, the Sovereign Gold Bonds are government securities denominated in grams of gold. The gold bonds are issued by the Reserve Bank of India on behalf of Government of India. The issue price has been fixed at 4,777 rupees per gram, the central bank said last week. All three, whether gold bond or gold fund or gold ETFs, are an optional way to invest in gold as all carry minimal risk and are fairly cost effective, Yogesh Kalwani, who is the head of investment at Incred Wealth, said. Senior virologist Shahid Jamil has resigned from a forum of scientific advisors set up by the government to detect variants of coronavirus, he told a news channel on Sunday, days after questioning the authorities' handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Dr. Jamil was the chair of the scientific advisory group of the forum known as INSACOG. Renu Swarup, the secretary of the Department of Biotechnology that oversees the group, did not immediately respond to request for comment. Dr. Jamil had recently written a piece in the New York Times in which he had said that scientists in India are facing a stubborn response to evidence-based policy making. He had pointed out issues with India's COVID-19 management, especially the lower testing, slow pace of vaccination, vaccine shortage, and the need for a bigger healthcare workforce.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.